All right, let's see what's going on, Scorpio. The very first one we have is the nine of swords, and usually this is kind of the warrior card. This is when you're not getting sleep, maybe your stomach upset, but it is upside down. So it does look like some of your worries, maybe your inability to sleep during the time of all the transits happening. It does feel like things have mellowed out a little bit, and it does feel like you're getting more rejuvenative sleep. You may be going to bed a little earlier. It also is telling me that you've been looking at your health a little bit more. So you may have changed your diet, added some exercise, or just walking around the block after dinner kind of thing. So it does look like some of the things that worried you at the beginning of the year are not so prevalent now. And you have found some solutions to some of your physical stuff. It does feel like sleeping and eating were challenged for a while, but it does look like things are starting to right themselves. So you may be getting a little bit more rejuvenative sleep. You may also be having very telling dreams, Scorpio. I know that water signs tend to dream pretty intensely, but pay attention to those messages in your deep dream space. I think it might fill in some of the blanks for you. What crosses you is the Knight of Swords, and knights are always about motion, moving things around. And this one, the swords, this one can be a conflict or an angry message of some kind. So you may have been dealing with some a little bit of anger, a little bit of discord somewhere. You may have gotten maybe a negative review at work or something like that. So that might have been a bit of a challenge for you, or maybe a bit of a challenge for you. But you know who you are. Just keep going and take into account the things that apply and let things go that do not apply. You know who you are. So don't let anybody's negative opinion stand in the way of your greatness. There's also another Knight of Wands here. As I said, knights dictate motion. Wands usually are good news. So you may have worked out whatever this conflict was already. It can mean a possible change. It usually means activity coming to you. You know, those wands are all about motion and fire and doing more things. So it does feel like you may be getting a little bit more invitations. You may be getting out more. And just in general, you may be just going out in the world a little bit more instead of staying home in the cave. You know, it is the time on the Western Hemisphere where the sun is shining and invitations are flowing. So please, Scorpio, if you are being invited to things, get out there in the world. Your presence is needed, your smile and your great humor is needed in the world. So next in the past position is the Eight of Wands, and these are usually great ideas shooting down from the heavens. This can mean that your plate is getting a little full on activities and things to do. I know this just said to go to some activities, but these do feel like the responsibilities. So your responsibilities may be cranking up a bit. New ideas, and there may be things that are just kind of starting to grow. So it does look like you've been putting some feelers out in the world, and you may be getting communication about that, ideas about that, offers to go into business with someone or to do projects with someone. But it does look like your plate is starting to get a little full, or so good that you've been going outside and into the world. But it does look like towards fall, I'm feeling towards fall, that you will have some more invitations. So right now it's kind of a peak of invitations, and then it will slow down a little bit at the end of summer, and then it will pick back up. Probably beginning September, October. So it does feel like the activities in your world are getting a little bit more plentiful. The sun is here. That's new beginnings. So it does feel like there has been an idea of yours that you're projecting into the world. It could be just a project, could be an art project, could be a hobby. But it does feel like you have started something new. Are you taking a dance class? Or you joined a bowling league, something like that. But it does feel like the sun is here. It's something that gives you great joy. It feels more on the pleasure side than on the work side. So it does feel like you have incorporated some fun into your life, that it's not just about responsibilities. But this also feels like a great idea that you have had that is starting to take off a bit, that you're seeing some rewards from your hard work. The King of Swords is here. This can be a male or a female. If it is a person, it usually stands for an air sign. That's an Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. It does feel like an air sign from your past will be walking back into your world. This may be an ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, ex-husband, ex-wife. Could be a friend that you've had some separation from for a while, but it does feel like they will be coming back into your life. And because the King is represented here, it does feel like a wrong will be made right. I don't see the Justice card here, but it does feel a little bit of the same. And you know, King of Swords, you have to be careful with when he shows up, because communication can be quite cutting. So if someone is offering you an olive branch of peace, watch your words, listen to them. This may require some strength and some mental work, but it's really about a new communication. It really feels like you're cleaning up some static from the past, and it does feel like it will be offered to you, not from you. So this could be someone that you disagreed with in the past. This could be a breakup that was really ugly. Doesn't mean you're getting back together. It just does mean that they're righting a wrong, that there will be some more communication. And you also have messages from the past here too, which is kind of kitty corner to this one. So it wouldn't surprise me if it happens fairly soon, because you've got two of them here. At the basis of all this is the Page of Swords, and pages are about messages as well. Swords can be messages or news of problems or difficulties. Could be related to a young person if you have a young air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra in your life. But it does feel like it might have something to do with this other air sign right here. So there may be some challenges that are presented to you and of why this happened and the way that it happened. But that it does feel like some self-improvement in this air sign that will actually fill your heart with joy. It may not mean that you're, going to calibrate your relationship at all, but it does look like this is something that's been coming for a long time. So some of those pieces of the puzzle of the problems of the past will kind of fall into place for you. The Chariot is here, and the Chariot is always moving forward. That is a very good sign that the Chariot is here. It does feel business related, that something you've been working hard on to bring to fruition is now in your sight and being propelled forward. It does look like you're feeling a little bit more balanced. And I'm also feeling that this new acceptance of this project or this creation will be a positive reaction. It will propel you a little bit further into your greatness, and it may require some travel. This does feel that you will find out about some new endeavor or an offer to you. I'm feeling September, October too. There's a lot of work being done during the summer, and then it feels like it's going to clear up some space for you come September, October. So you may take an impromptu trip September, October, maybe something that wasn't planned, but it feels like it's an offering to you. So everything might be in the right position for you to jump on a plane and go see Italy or something like that. But the Chariot is here to remind us that you are moving forward, and all this hard work that you've done over the last 12 to 18 months is finally coming into clear. It's coming into fruition. You're being able to see the positive manifestations from all this work. The Six of Cups is here. This is messages. Cups, of course, are about emotions. This is messages from the past. And it does feel like you've been getting little emails, phone calls, Facebook things from people that you haven't seen in many years, maybe even decades. So it does look like, with all these planets going retrograde, we revisit the past. We think about the positive influences we had in our lives. So you may be communicating to people that brought you great joy that you haven't talked to in a while, or they may be communicating with you as well. So check those inboxes and see what Spirit is bringing you. So this is the culmination card. The culmination card here is the Six of Wands. That is kind of heralding in accolades and positiveness. It does look like you may be in line either for a raise or some kind of positiveness that, you will get honored for your hard work. This feels like an honoring. So you may be getting an award of some type. You may be getting, it may be as easy and simple as a thank you for all your hard work, or as big as a raise and a promotion. So this is someone or an entity is paying attention to your contributions, and you will be honored for those contributions. What's coming to clarity on the left side is a 5. It does feel like you have had some disappointment recently. It may be you expected something and it didn't turn out that way, but you have 2 gifts right behind you. Don't forget your greatness and who you are. Sometimes those disappointments lead us to our next great step. So it does look like you're a little disappointed, maybe a little sad. It's something didn't turn out the way that you wished it to, or it could be a disappointment over a failed relationship, whether it is a love relationship or a friendship. But it does look like there has been some disappointment recently. On the other side is another 5, so it does look like that you've been in the middle of kind of a tumultuous thing. It does feel like you are not engaging in this issue. It does feel like it's other people's issues that you're kind of getting caught up in. It may have to do with family drama of some kind. So it does look like you may be the neutral party in this discussion. But it does look like you're choosing not to engage in it, and I encourage you not to engage in it. Let them duke it out and figure it out. You do tend to feel like the problem solver in either your friendships or your family dynamic, but this time, even though it does affect you when these people are feuding, take a step back out of it. It really is not yours to fix. So that is your general reading, sweet Scorpio. I'm going to throw a couple of these cards here. They're gypsy cards. I was gifted them, and they're one-word cards. They're brand new to me, so let's see. Haughtiness. Okay. Haughtiness. All right. We don't want to be too haughty. So keep your ego in check, especially when you're giving advice or people asking for your opinion. Make sure that your ego is on the back burner and you're coming from love and compassion. And the next one is melancholy. I think that has everything to do with this sadness and disappointment. And it's important to feel that so we can walk through it and have it not rear its ugly head when we think it's gone and we haven't processed, get triggered by something. So allow yourself to feel this sorrow. It does feel like a betrayal. It does feel like a disappointment. So it's okay to be in that melancholy for a moment and to truly feel it. So it doesn't rear its ugly head at you, but it does, for the most part, look like you're cleaning your spiritual, emotional, and psychic closets here, and that you will be honored for all your hard work.